Good afternoon. This is the recording for the combat video for Hero System Mod. I'm joined today by Scott Ruggles, who you hopefully...
Hello.
Hi, Scott. Who you hopefully know is one of the artists that has worked for Hero Games in the past, and a personal favourite of mine for his 4th edition Champions Golden Age book, for the art he did in that. Because, I like running Champions Golden Age stuff. The other person with us today is David Russell, a long-time friend of mine, and he's been around. He's the same age as all the rest of us, kind of in our either late 50s, early 60s, and we're all first kind of original Champions players from the old days. So we're all rigged up now. I should tell you, this is not a perfect video before we start. We may cut some stuff out, but the aim isn't to do that. The aim is to capture the live experience of running combat in the Hero System mod. If you're looking for perfection and you want TV quality production, you're looking in the wrong place. Both Dave and Scott have had minimal experience with this system and may well ask questions. And we may stop and answer those questions so that we know where we stand. And you'll learn from that experience too, and that's the aim of this. Yeah, it's not perfection. Okay, so and the other thing is, given the fact the coronavirus is sweeping the planet, you'll hear families in the background, lots of other noise, lots of other activities going on. So that's just life in the plague year. So please don't go, wow, there's loads of background noise. Well, yeah, that's the way it works, because no one's leaving their house right now. Okay, so we've got two setups. First of all, Scott's running Charged Crusader, who you can see before me, and Dave's running Phantom Pharaoh. Now, I should explain, this is a bit unfair on Scott. Scott doesn't run Charged Crusader normally. Scott doesn't play much Champions, per se. He tends to play in a Fantasy Hero campaign.
That's true.
And he's running this character, so there might be a few questions about the character, because he's not run it before, but hey, it's a test, right? Dave, on the other hand, designed Phantom Pharaoh and does run in my regular Golden Age campaign, and therefore he better know how Phantom Pharaoh works.
to degree.
Okay, so turning around and looking at the other end of the street, we have a number of Nazis, because it's a Golden Age campaign, and in addition we have the dreaded Totenkopf, who looks remarkably like the Red Skull, but we won't talk about that. Totenkopf in this coming up environment will not be live in the first turn. He's a arrive in the second turn kind of guy. He's always stylishly late, and will be joining us over from this location here. By the way, if you're in tabletop and you want to actually highlight an area, just hit the tab key, and it will drop that interesting, strange arrow there showing everyone where that is. Okay, so I'm going to put him just behind the building here, ready to come on when he's ready. And I know for a fact that both of the heroes in this game have got their combat characters loaded, their combat records loaded and on screen. I'm the tardy one and have not at all, so I'm going to get that done. We talked about loading last time, and one of the things we said about loading was, I showed you how to load all these up for the GM. And then I got some questions basically saying, well, how does the player load it up? And the player loads it up exactly the same way. There is nothing different. So everything the GM did, the player can do too. He can put his character into the notebook. He can update his character in the notebook. He can make sure it's the same colour as he is. And then he can just change the name of the controller to match the name of his character. As simple as that, yeah? So, please don't worry about anything like that. Try it for yourselves. If you've got any questions, as usual, on the Discord 24/7, apart from when I'm sleeping, obviously. But there's actually now quite a group of people on there who are using the system and can answer questions. So that's really good now. So you've kind of got up to 24/7 coverage. And if they don't know, just leave me a message on the Discord. If not, there's some posts on the Hero Forum. There's also the ability to leave comments in the area below the video, and you're more than welcome to do that. I will try and get back to you as soon as possible with any questions you have. I will also be putting a link directly to the Hero System mod on the YouTube page, so you can go and get it for yourself on Steam and play with tabletop. Right, wow, that's all that lengthy introduction out of the way. Let's get playing. So, first of all, I need my characters on screen. So, note, as we did last time, you just share the screen, and they all load. And you'll notice some of them stack in the same space because I haven't had them on screen before, so that's okay. Just pick them up, move them around, and put them in a position that you're actually comfortable with. That you'll be using them. We talked about this for the GM last time. Players, it's a much easier trip because quite literally they have one thing to worry about and they have it open hugely and they can do loads of things all the way down. GM, not quite as much fun there really, got too many things on the screen. The other one that I'm going to do so everyone can see this, both players as well, is I'm going to change the team on the relevant players and I'm going to make them both Spades team. Now, changing the team to Spades teams, put them in learn mode, and it means they'll be able to see the turn controller when I share it on screen. Guys, please, as usual, don't touch the turn controller. It's meant for the GM, and it's there so you can see it during training.
Okay.
That's about it. Okay, so
can I move it to the side of the
you
the
can
screen
move it wherever you want because we don't share the same locations, so you can have it where you want.
There,
and that's fine. I usually keep mine top left-hand corner, and individuals moving their things around don't affect other individuals, and that's an important note to make. Okay, so really joining Spades is all about training people. It's not about actual play. If you're actually playing, the team for the players is diamonds, and that will give them a slightly different view, and they won't see the turn controller, but they will see the turn viewer. Okay, so first things first, as a GM I need to load the characters, and you'll recognise by now I like circular arrows for loading. And if you look down next to Non-Combatants 0, no one's loaded yet. So the first thing I'm going to do is press that button. And then they come. And you can see that we've got a number of people loaded for today. You just simply click the plus next to the one you want. Or if you want them all, you click the up arrow and it moves everyone up into combatants. I'm going to just load up the ones I want. So I will put I'll put Top and ignore him during play. And I will move the rest in, and I'm going to throw in Charge Crusader, and I'm going to throw in Phantom Pharaoh. Okay, so I should point out, as you're aware, this product is, or I say product, it makes it sound very professional, doesn't it? I should announce the fact that this is in beta at the moment, so any hiccups you see, they're real. It's a beta product. You're involuntary testers to make it better. Please don't take that the wrong way. It's pretty stable. I don't see any problems with it, but everyone, experiences different things. So, firstly, now everyone's loaded. You can see them all sitting there. You could hit minus to move them back down again, or plus to move them back up again. It's up to you. Get your set ready, and then click here. The bit where it says add opponents to combat, and click here to begin is the big clue. Let's do that. So you'll notice that we've got some messages, and the first thing I need to do is get my log in the bottom left hand corner set up the way I want it, and we go straight into as is usual in Champions, turn 1 segment 12. Someone did come up with a very interesting idea the other day of randomizing the start. We haven't done that, but I do really like the idea and may well implement it later. Okay, so we're in the beginning. Now, the first thing I'm going to tell you is I assume my two players are looking along. If they can see the turn controller, the first thing they'll note is the line there that tells me as the GM there's no one holding, there's 7 phasing left, and there's no aborted. Yeah, so I can see exactly from that one line what position I'm looking at for this segment. And down in the bottom right hand corner, which I'd like the players to do now, is to drag up their turn viewer. Just simply click on the title bar and drag it up, bottom right hand corner.
Already done that, yeah.
Okay. And you'll get to see a rather graphical view of what the turn looks like. So you can see who goes when, and you can see the very next thing everyone's going to do is have a recovery phase, post segment 12. So there's that, and then you can see when everyone goes. Now, obviously as the GM, I'm really looking forward to the arrival of Topnikov because he's speed 6. And everyone else is either speed 4 or 5 or 3 for the Nazis. Okay, so let's take a minute and have a look. So the first thing I'm going to do is click the arrow to the right of non-combatants, and that gets rid of them off the screen and gets me some precious screen space left. I then take a quick overview of the remaining combatants, and I see when they're going to go next, And down here I can see that also on the turn viewer. So I can see 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 4. And they're in the correct order because that's their approximate order for the combat based on their dexterity. Okay. Let's make life interesting. Tottenkopf, as you can see, is the first player in the order. He's not in. I just threw him in because I wanted him there conveniently. But as an exercise of the demonstration, if we click on the Combat tab, if you possess lightning reflexes, you can activate them here. Now, I'm not sure any of the players have any. Guys, could you click on the Combat tab, which is the bottom right-hand corner tab for your characters?
Mm-hmm.
Do any of you have lightning reflexes?
I believe so.
I'm fairly certain you
Does
didn't.
not show.
I'm fairly certain they didn't. So let me demonstrate that with Tottenkopf. So first of all, if I had +1 with all ranged attacks, click the button, you see 21 + 1 now appears next to his name, yeah? In the turn viewer and the turn controller. That's it working. There you go. If there were people who had 21 the same as him, he just slid up to 22. You can turn it off as well. And if he does his punch, he's got +5. So if we add that in, you can see that. Okay. The far more common use is just general purchase of lightning reflexes. So you just leave it on forever. He's unfortunately kind of not that way. All right. So let's have a quick look here at what else we've got. You can hear my daughter next door talking to her sister. I did tell you before we started that the real world is going on. Okay, so the other thing we've got is statuses. Guys, have you opened your combat tabs? Can you see you've got statuses?
Yes, that's new to me. Yeah.
Yeah, it is new to you. Ha! See, you don't get to see everything, Dave. So first of all, could I ask Scott to tick prone, please?
I have done that thing.
And if you look at him on the turn viewer and on the turn controller, you will see that he's now prone. Scott, could you tick it off, please? So if a character gets knocked over, just tick prone. Done. When he gets to stand up, untick prone. It's a really simple status indicator. Dave, I'm going to be slightly nastier to you. Can you click blind, please? And you see Phantom Farrier is now blind. Same deal. Simple status indicator. If you're looking for something with timed turns, it'll turn off after 3 segments or whatever, this isn't it. It's just simply so the character can make it very obvious what's happening and record what's going on. I don't think we're ever going to aim to that level of automation, because if we did, you know what, we should be playing Champions Online. But we're not. So, let's quickly through. By the way, stunned, see, Tottenkopf is now stunned. Knocked out, KO'd, supersedes stun, and dying supersedes knocked out. So those three escalate, yeah, and work that way. Lastly, if you force a recovery this phase, you can do that as well. Yeah. Now the benefit of this, if you notice in the bottom left-hand corner, and it may not be for the players because the GM players don't announce it, the GM characters don't announce, is it tells you what everyone's doing, and this is recorded in the log for you. So if you want an analysis later of what everyone did and what was the state was at any point, it's all there as the GM. So you can go back and look exactly what happened in the combat, and it's there in the log. So that was the brand new tab that not many people have seen so far. So I'm going to close that one now, and let's start having a quick look around how combat works. So Tottenkopf would go first. I've got no interest in him going first because he's not really in the combat. But the way I get rid of him is quite simple. What I do is tick on the tick next to his name. And my wife, rather lovely, just brought in a small slice of cake for me, so I'm going to move that to the side. Okay, so Tottenkopf, I can see that if you hover over the tick, and that includes the players too, if you hover over the tick, you'll see it says use player's phase. There you go. So that's how you do it. And you notice the ones in grey are waiting for phase. In other words, it's not their go yet. And you can tell who's going to go in a turn by who's got a tick next to them. So at any point you can see who's actually doing something this turn by looking at those ticks. Okay? So Tottenkopf, in theory, has a turn. I'm going to use him as a demonstration during the game. So please don't take, he's not really there, but, I'm going to use him to show things off, alright? So the first thing Tottenkopf's going to do is hold for one phase. So if you look at the little upward arrow after his name, follow the line along, I can click to hold, left click to hold for one phase, or right click to hold for half a phase. So that allows people to move half, yeah, and then hold half. Okay, so in this particular turn, I'm going to get him to hold for a phase. You'll also notice, because he's the phasing player, or the players won't, he's got a green box around him. So as the GM, I could have him minimised, like everyone else is minimised on my screen, and then just quite quickly pop him open when I need to work on him, because I can see that he's the active phasing player. As it becomes the other player's turn, they too will also get the green box around them. Okay, so Topkov is going to hold. So I left click to hold for one phase, and you'll notice that he's now turned to an orange box, and the game moved on. Topkov held phase 12, player phase Phantom Pharaoh. Dave, although the people listening at home can't actually, or watching, can't actually see this, you've now got a green box around your character, haven't you?
I do indeed, yep.
Okay, so it's now important point to note. At any point, I can tick the green tick, and it takes back control of the phase, and it's Tottenkov's turn again. So he's holding, so he can cool off whenever he wants, or he could burn half a phase using the green up arrow. So that's also good. Also, I can't move on. I'm clicking wildly on the turn 1 segment 12 to move to the next phase, and I can't do it because I've still got active players. There's no bypassing anyone here. I can just work my way around and click, 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 and then move on, but there's no bypassing. Alright, so Topkov has held his phase. That was a nice demonstration of how that would work. Let's show me taking it back again. So Topkov takes it back again, and he has his phase. And he's done, and he's burnt his phase off now, yeah? Alright, so there we go, that's that happening. And you'll see he's gone into a darker colour, and the tick has left, yeah, so it's not visible anymore. Alright, so let's move on. Phantom Pharaoh. Let's try some combat here. Now, most of my players will recognise this street, because a lot of our playtesting was done up and down this road, trying to kill things. So it's Phantom Pharaoh's go. And you can see that he's live, he's the active player, he's got the green box around his character. But Dave, what are you going to do? He's at the other end of the street down here, so that's quite a long way away.
Yeah, quite a long way away.
Let me demonstrate measuring distance, and this is quite important. You see up here, we can now use the ruler. Ruler is on F4, this one here, and if we click in the bottom of David's hex and drag over to his first opponent, we'll see he's 42.3, and we always round up when measuring. Now there's a point here that will come obvious really quickly. Hexes aren't accurate measurements of distance. For long distance, they vary from the real measurement significantly. And the only reason we play with hexes in Champions is because it was a darn sight easier than carrying huge long rulers around and measuring everything all the time. As we can now do it digitally in a second without counting any hexes, it's fairly easy to do. Yeah? But you've got to come up with... now, and here's an interesting point. You see Scott's measuring. Scott's measuring at an angle. And you can see, I moved to look above where Scott's measuring from the side, and he's measuring, he doesn't see it, but he's measuring inaccurately. So, a little hint here how it works. Using the right mouse key, I can change my angle. Very simple. I hold down the right mouse key and pull back to go vertical, push it forward to go back to where I normally am. So I normally, whenever I measure anything, I pull back while holding the right mouse key till I get a vertical view, grab my ruler, and measure the distance. Simple as. Yeah? So 43. Let's call it 43 to start with. Most of my players, I have an agreement, if there's a point number in there in any way, shape or form, they round up. And that's much more accurate. You will find, however, when you get down to small distances like 5 away, just use the hexes. It's easier to see it by eye. For long distances, use this. Now, let's try a test. If Tottenkopf, and Dave, I'd like you to follow along in the background for your character.
Yeah.
First of all, I switch back to the hand, and then I click on the distance box. Now, we didn't cover this in the last demonstration. Scott, would you mind following along us too? So in the distance box, we know it's 43.
Yeah.
So if we click into there and type 43, and then click in the next box. So 43 in the first box, click in the second. And this is a Pythagorean calculator. Please don't run away and be scared when I say that. There's no work for you to do. You just need to give it a distance. If you had some height, you could put it in the second box and it would work out the real distance for you. There you go, the first time in Champions, most probably anyone's got the real distance to a flying character. And it tells us in the end box, if we had a triangle with a side of 43 and a side of 0, the other side must be 43 long. Well, that's a pretty good guess. But more importantly, sitting at the end is a rage modifier of -5. So currently, if Dave was to stand still, Phantom Pharaoh was to stand still, his range to the target is at a -5 modifier. And for those who are really like looking things up, if you hover over the equals sign, the tooltip, and let's not forget I've scattered tooltips far and wide in this product, the tooltip contains links to a number of other measurement distances, all laid out for you. So you just hover over there, I've got to be within 24 to get -3. Under 32 to get -4. Let's say Dave wanted to use this to make an attack. If he ticks that box, it will remember and factor in the range modifier. Okay, so he could do that. All right, if he stands still. I don't think he's going to stand still, but if he did, that would be how we'd measure it. So there you go. There's your first introduction to the distance measurement. Entirely up to you where we go now. Dave, it's your phase, and I'm sorry for interrupting you.
That's no problem.
What would Phantom Pharaoh like to do?
He'd like to move 11 hexes towards the cars to get some cover from some cars, but obviously try to reduce the range as much as possible.
Okay, so that's good of you to tell me, and it's good of you to explain it on video, but actually in the real world what you do is you pick up your character, count your 11 hexes and drop yourself somewhere safe behind a car. So in the interest of speed, let's do that.
Back there, I reckon.
Yeah, I think most probably that sounds good, but you're not going to get much cover because you're on the other side of the car, aren't you? So I would go back around that side.
There then. I seem to be flying.
Yes, you are flying. You're a flying character.
I am, but I'm technically not at the moment.
Yes, that's right.
The shadow position.
Yeah. So let's look at this now. Under movement, you can select which movement you're going to use. Dave didn't do that before he started, or did you?
No, I didn't actually.
So go into movement, set yourself to run or to fly. It's up to you. It won't alter the height of your character. Yet, I say this amusedly.
Right, so I click on it to tell you what I'm doing.
Yeah,
so I got you. Yeah, sorry, got that. Yeah.
Okay, so you saw people watching saw me do that here with Tottenkopf. He could teleport, he could swim, he could jump, leap, or he could run. I've chosen run. Okay, so Dave slid to the side, got behind some cover, and basically is moving up the side there. Yeah. Okay, so. Let's also whiz down. And is that your whole turn, Dave? I believe so.
No, it's half. That's a half phase.
Oh, you tricky person, you.
Yep. I want the other half to fire at somebody with my blast.
Okay. Do you want to measure up again and tell us the number?
Okay.
So go vertical.
Blast. I didn't actually work out how that knows. Anyway, 37.4 apparently.
Wow. See, and this is interesting because
See what you make it.
Yeah. Dave, so you remember how vertical works. Right hand mouse key, pull back to go vertical, push forward to come back to level, yeah?
That didn't work for me.
So right hand mouse.
Right hand mouse.
Right hand mouse button. Click it and hold it.
Yeah.
And then drag back while holding.
All that seems to be happening to me is the whole view of the streets rotating.
Oh, interesting. You could be in third person view. Okay. Let's measure that. 40.4 now. So Dave, the number you want is 41.
Okay, 41.
For anyone watching, there are multiple views you can take. You can hit P and change into different views depending upon what you want. So P is first person, then top down, then back to third person. Most of the time I spend in third person. Dave may have slipped into something else.
My P doesn't seem to work as well, unfortunately.
That's interesting for you. So when you hit the P character on your keyboard, nothing works.
Nothing happens. Now it did.
Yes, I thought it might. Okay, so.
Okay.
All right, so 41. Do you want to put that in the distance? And I'm going to be doing that. So
I've got still -5.
Yeah, I didn't think much was going to change because -5 was all the way down to 32. So
Yeah.
you've got -5. Tick the box.
Okie dokie. Oh, I'm going to reduce my damage to
So you're going to
add
spread
to the
your attack, is what you're
spread
really
my attack. That's the word. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if we go to dice rolls, and you look at to hit, what you're going to do, if you're going to spread, are you going to spread four dice?
Yes.
Okay, so 4 damage classes spread, which improves the chance. So in the end, in the white box on to hit, you want to add a 4.
4.
Okay.
Got it.
So,
so I
you
got
should have -5 in the box at the top.
which is ticked, and a 4 next for to hit.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Okay,
Do
so
you want me to roll that?
if you hang on for just a second, just so everyone
sure.
can see what you're attempting, I'm going to do this with Toppenkoff. Now, Toppenkoff's CV under secondary is 9, so he's pretty good. He's spreading his attack, so he's got 4, as Dave commented, and he's got -5. In addition, being really good under his skill rolls, he's got +3 with all attacks. So that 4 of spread actually goes up to 7 for him. So I'm now going to make that roll. And you can hear the dice rolling in the background, and Toppenkopf would have hit a DCV of 11 or less on this roll. I don't think Phantom Pharaoh is going to have exactly the same chance as that, but I wanted you to see it working on our screen so you could see the same thing. We won't be doing too much more of this, but I want you to see what other people are doing while they're doing it. So Dave, you should be all ready. Do you have any combat skill levels?
Yes, I have 2.
Okay, so the 4 spread +2 gives you a 6 on the end of the to hit box. That's your advantages. All your bonuses are going in there. Yeah?
Yeah.
All
So
right,
hit to hit.
Yeah, click the words to hit. You can hear it rolling in the background. And it's announced to everyone, yeah?
Yep.
You rolled to hit of 10. It would hit DCV 6 or less with his OCV of 5. Okay? So, DCV 6. Let's make that fairly simple. He fired at which Nazi, Dave? The one here behind the car?
Yeah.
Nazi
That's the
Soldier
one behind
2.
the car. Yeah.
So Nazi Soldier 2, his DCV is 4. For those who are wondering, I could see that there. And you've hit 6 or less, so you've hit him.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Yeah. Now I'm going to have to use the quick roll, I believe,
Because
to
you
do the
spread by
damage,
4.
aren't I?
Yeah, so
Yeah. So I'll put 6 in there for 6 DC left out of the 10 I started with.
okay, so for anyone who doesn't remember, quick roll just allows you to throw some dice in here, yeah? And I'm just showing them on screen. Dave, do you want to make your roll now?
Yeah, so I press on the little dice.
Dice symbol on the
figure.
end, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he effectively fired a 66 using quick roll. Dave, just for demonstration purposes, can you please fire your normal roll that you've got set up that was imported from Hero Designer so everyone could see what that would say? We're not using it because he's subtracting, he's spreading his attack, but Dave, would you like to show that? You hear all those dice rolling in the background? And there's Gaze of Ra. Okay, so Dave's Gaze of Ra, which is his attack, was 10d6, was brought in automatically from Hero Designer, and there's the damage it would have done. Because he spread the roll, he dropped 4 off, typed 6 into his quick roll, and then pressed the button on the end to make the roll. Simple. Right, 66. So our poor Nazi soldier, who I'm just going to grab, has currently, who has a, we know he's hit, we know he's got, this isn't a killing attack, so he's got PD of 4/10, 4 against resistant, 10 non-resistant. Okay, so you successfully hit him. You've rolled 18, which means he takes 8, and it's red, green, red, oh, let me get back, sorry. Red, orange, green. Red is body, orange is stun, green is endurance. So he's going to end up losing 18 minus 10 is he's going to take 8 damage. So we take that off his stun. Say 26 down to 18 just by clicking the minus there. And we can immediately see, because of his constitution of 13, that he's not stunned and there's no combat condition in that. He's just taken a hit. Alright? That's actually a fairly poor roll. What was it? 3. Yeah, slightly under average roll for a quick roll, but a reasonable body. Okay, so we've just done that damage. You saw how it's taken off. Very straightforward. He's wounded. Nothing else special there. And what we didn't do and I would like to point this out, is deduct the defense for him hiding behind the car. I wanted to show you that because I think it's important to call out where people forget things. It's not the same as the system forgetting things. So I'm going to let it slide because, like most GMs, it's done and you move on past it. But technically, Dave should have removed some cover for the car. Now, if you know your champions rules, and hopefully you do, and there's a GM screen here, combat modifier behind cover, half the body showing -2. So technically, Dave would have subtracted 2 off of his chance of hitting. And
Which
as
is
it
fine,
currently
because it
stands,
still hits,
and it
anyway.
would still have hit, and that's what I was just pointed out. Yep. Okay, so well done, Dave. That's the end of your phase, and we tick you. Okay, so done. And it's now moved on to Charge Crusader. Scott, I do
And
believe
I have a green box.
you do. Thank you for waiting patiently back there. Hopefully we'll
No
start to
problem.
speed up as we do less explaining.
Okay.
All right, so you
So,
go.
half move to the front of this car,
Yep.
and I will just pick him up, move him there.
Yeah, that's the right one. Yeah. Normally, what I do is when I'm here, I just hit the tab key so I remember while I grab the character. Just a hint for you for later. Okay.
Oops, that's not quite right. All right.
Do you want him on the other side of the car?
In front of that car, just so I've got some cover from the other car.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right.
A warning for people: it's not excessively hard to pick things. Oh, by the way, all the hands you see flying around are other players. Wave hello to them.
I'm blue.
And there's orange. So just so you know, you get used to it when you're moving stuff around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You really do. It just takes a little bit of time. As a GM, I confidently pick everything up and throw it all around. Just a little bit of practice. It's not difficult. Yeah. Okay. So let's move. So you move to the front of the car. There's half your phase done, and then what are you doing?
Let's see. I had a spread attack, I think.
Charge Crusader has a number of attacks.
Oh yeah,
he's got some area effect attacks too.
That's the one I want.
Okay, so if you look down your list and hover over the description, so I'm just doing the same for our friends at home with Tuppenkoff. You can see here various different definitions of how things work. Yeah, and each player can configure their tooltips as they wish, so it can say what you want. You know, we talked about the role editor last time. Charge Crusader might not have done, but I'm fairly certain he's got a 5 or 66 based attack that basically is a spread area attack. So if you if you hover down over your attacks, you see one that's about 5 or 66 from memory.
Yeah, 5d6 ball lightning.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously that hits a target area. And what's the spread on that? I believe it's 8 meters from memory. Yes, it's a really big radius effect.
Okay, I'm going to drop it between these two folks here. This one.
Yep, so...
Oops.
There.
Yeah. And that one, yeah.
For players at home, note the excess use of the tab key. It really helps. Everyone knows where you're talking about then. There's no confusion. It's very visible, alright? Okay, so you're going to drop it there, are you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, fine. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'll get him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'll get him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it'll get him. So, yeah, you're going to get all of those apart from him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, you just got him too. So good positioning. This is the place to be, yeah? All right. So you're going to fire at that target. I would like to point out the cars kind of are going to knock a couple of points off of your attack, yeah?
Yes.
Just be really clear about that. And you want to try to hit. Does he have any combat skill level? You can tell by looking in his skill rolls area and scrolling down and see if he has any combat skills.
Checking. He +2 with range combat.
There you go. That's the one. So that cancels out the car, so we don't even have to put a modifier in. Okay.
All right.
All right. Now, range is still a modified thing for you. Did you measure the range to that hex?
I think it's about 22, but
So
I can check it again.
Why don't you just do that? Quickly check it.
Okay.
Now, for most people at home, what normally happens when we're playing is people actually, in the background while they're waiting for their turn, are busy lining up all their shots and measuring all their distances and doing all their stuff. So when it's their turn, they do it really quickly. Obviously, that's just the way it works. You pick up the habit over a while and then you know where you're going. So it's 27.
27, yes.
All right, fine. So pop that into your distance measure and it's a -4. So currently you've got -4 on that roll, but it's only a DCV of 3 for an area. So would you like to try that?
I will like to try to hit.
Okay, so your total mods are DCV for an so that's already counted in because it's 3 to hit. You've got -4 for the range modifier. Go for it. Okay.
Dropped it right where it needs to be.
Right where it needs to be. So we could go through and enact this. We measured where it was. We calculated who it was going to hit, so we know it's going to hit everyone. Okay, would you now like to roll your damage? And once again, he's looking down here. He's got a set blast that he clicks on to get the effect. Would you like to do that, please? Ball lightning, 5d6, 16 damage. And we're in. Now, we know every Nazi on the battlefield has an armor of 10, basically, versus stunning attacks. So let's just roll our way through, knocking that down. Note, however, that it's not enough to stun anyone. Yeah? Now, you'll notice...
Whoops.
16 and 16. Right, okay. So that was fairly simple. They've all taken a blast. Now,
and the charge use on that?
The charge use on the bottom. So you see down here, on the back of my characters, I have a light blue and a dark blue. The dark blue is for charges, or endurance battery, whichever way you want it. The light blue is for clips. If you've got a really complex character and you've got loads of clips and loads of things, you can literally come into here and change the colours to whatever you want for your clips. Entirely up to you. Yeah, I just happen to choose these colours because I like them and they're a constant for me. Scott right now is deducting from an endurance battery on the back of his character, which we can see because we're the GM.
And for that attack, it is.
Yeah, if you hover over it, it should say. Most probably, from memory, it's
3.
3? Okay.
Yep.
Alright. 2, 3. There we go. And you needed to deduct 1 for your 2 for your movement, I believe, which you didn't do. And Dave, picking on
I'm
you,
at 61 at the moment because I took 5 off my blast.
But did you remove 1 for your half move?
I forgot that.
There you go. See? People can play this game for 60 years and still not remove the movement. Now, let's be honest here. Most players and GMs in the first phase of any round of champions, because you know you're going to go straight into recovery the next one, most people don't deduct their endurance on the basis that it is. Charges you have to deduct, but endurance, generally you know you're going to get most of it back. Okay, so... there we go. We've done a round. Everyone's removed all their hits, their damage. And we've taken a long time explaining it. But as I'm sure you could see, Scott was ready. He knew what he was doing. If he'd had some more experience with the system, he'd already have measured. Yeah? A number of players often have a little token they use and put down, like a coloured token for their particular character. They put it down and they remember where they want something to be. Right? So let me just show you how that would work. If I open up components here and I go into blocks and I drag a red square down, and then I go and I shrink it a bit because it's a bit on the big side, and then I change it to blue because hey, that's Scott. Alright, I can give Scott this little blue token. He could have put it just where he wanted the attack to go. Yeah, done. And he'd measured it, he knew where it was, and he was all there. Yeah. Now I know for a
Right.
fact that I should now, because I'm being a fair GM, give the same to Dave. Note how all the player colours are down the side of the colour choice. So I just click on orange because that's the colour he's playing. Okay, so Dave, I'm going to move that down to you. Here you go, next down to where you are near the car. Okay, so
And that is my turn.
and that's your turn.
Right.
Okay, and then we're done. Now, as a GM, I can just quite literally do something. You see how easy it is to quickly create things? This is not rocket science, right? I can just done. Yeah, and I've got handy little tokens I can use to remember things. Okay, so our poor German soldiers took a bit of a beating on turn 1, yeah? They were surprised. There's a large area effect lightning ball kind of hit them in the area. It's all tough stuff. No one's really happy here. However, they've got to do their thing, right? So let's do their thing. So first of all, I know for a fact that Nazi Soldier 1 is up. He's green. So I open him up. I go straight down to distance, which I'm fairly certain I'm going to be using, straight down to dice rolls. Open up quick roll because that's always useful. Alright. So they've got KAR 98K, which is a 2.5d6 range killing attack. Nice. And if we have a quick look at that, yeah, 2.5d6 killing attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they don't, however, have any skill rolls to do with hitting anything. Yeah, that's why they're here to be basically punched. Okay, so let's start with the first one, Nazi Soldier 1, because they all know how to optimize. They will measure 22.6. I'm going to make that a big 23. We go straight into distance, 23, and it's -3. We tick the box. He's got no benefits. He does, however, have a -2 because Scott's behind the car, so I put -2 in the box, and I roll to hit. Scott, what's your DCV?
CV at the moment is 5.
5. Fair enough. Okay, I'd only hit DCV 2 or less, so it's a miss. That's that done. Now, you can cheat here, really. We know because of the range banding that it'd have to go to 24, and these two, it's going to be close, but they're in the same rough range banding, and I'm going to cheat as a GM for a bit of speed, and all you GMs out there, don't tell me you haven't done this in the past. Okay. Nazi Soldier 1's had his go. Nazi Soldier 4 is up next. I was going to do 2, but I'll do 4 instead. Okay, so 4's up. His measurement distance. Straight over is 30. So we just click here, and we know he's on -4. It's do the right one. Dice rolls, distance 30, -4. You've got car cover for -2, so that's a grand total of -6. Roll to hit. And missed stunningly. Passerbys are suffering under the fire. Okay, so there's Nazi Soldier 4. Nazi Soldier 3 has his go. We open him up. And we pop open the same modifiers because that's pretty much what you use in combat. He's most probably, because we know the modifier is going to go up to 32. We can measure it though. 31, so he's, or 32, so he's good. Tick the box, and once again -2. Scott's coming under all the fire because he's the nearest. They're not stupid. And there we go. And misses again, and we shut him down.
Shattering car glass and bullet holes all over that
place. Yeah,
This is true.
the light above you goes out. And lastly, we have Nazi Soldier 2, and we once again open up, and we open up, and we open up. Now, what you'll have noticed is that once these are opened, I always click on them at the top to close them, just one hit, like that, and then they open up in the same place. So what that means is whoever's green, I put them in the middle, I pop it open, do the action. That's what it's all about. Now, the measurement here for Nazi Soldier 2 we know is under 24. So we can just put 24 in. We know Scott's firing at him because we remembered it. And then we know once again -2 for the car. Make a roll. And we're all done. And they all missed. I know that's a surprise, right? So we click through. And now, finally, everyone's finished. Note, everyone is finished. It's all gone dark. We move on to post segment 12. And we recover. So, at the moment, there's no automation for this. At some point, I plan to. But it's phase 2, not phase 1. So the first thing we do is we open up a convenient Nazi soldier. We check his recovery is 6. And we add 6 back on. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
For the players, I assume they're doing their own recovery.
Yeah, I've done mine. Yeah.
The battery's got a standard recovery?
Yeah, no, actually, the battery's trickle feed. It only gets 3 back.
Okay.
He's literally invented a never-ending power source, but it's really weak at coming back, so it takes forever. So he's got about 4 active turns in combat, max, and then he's running around like a normal human being going, oh my god. Okay, so we finished. There we go. Post-segment 12 recovery's done. We move on. And we're in. And as you note, in segment 1, no one's there. Nothing to do. No phasing. No held. No abort. Segment 2, Toppenkoff. I'm going to bring him in at the end of segment 2. So we're going to leave him. And now we're going to... So that's his turn done. Segment 3. So the players get to go. Phantom Pharaoh first.
Okay. I intend to move half a distance like before. So I'm now up to here.
Note
I've
the
marked
cube.
where I wanted to go.
Note the cube.
Beforehand.
Yeah, the cube. The cube.
The cube, very useful.
It's quite amazing how a small item like that can speed the game up.
Well, I can pre-program where I want to move before while we're talking about recovery and everything.
Exactly. And it's a handy and good tip, right? Okay, so next, what's up? What are you doing, Dave?
Okay, then I'm going to measure distance to one of the Nazis.
You should have done that
there.
From the cube
So
anyway.
that's
31.
Yeah, okay. 31. Okay, so I've got 31 in there.
And I'm not going to sit here and check Dave's maths this time. I don't need to demonstrate. Let's speed up a bit, shall we?
Okay, so I've got -4 on the distance modifier.
Yeah. And you've got -2 for the car, because he's sheltering.
-2 for the car, it's -6. I've got 2 levels of combat speed, brings it down to 4 again. So I'm going to spread for 6 damage if I hit.
Okay, go.
So that means I've got -4 there. I've got 2 on. No, wait. Oops. I scrolled down past it first. To 2. No, it's 4, isn't it? So I'll just hit again, basically. Did that work? So I didn't do the right thing. Hang on. Try again.
That's better.
That's better.
Okay. So you hit DCV 13. Well,
that's practically an auto hit.
Yeah. You rolled 4, I would note. Yeah. For those watching at home, you rolled a 4. Okay, so you hit the guy and it's 66 again.
Yep.
Yeah, superheroes advancing on Nazi soldiers. Easy meat. And there's his 6 roll, and he knocks 23, which is going to be 13. So this guy's down at 1. And more importantly, it's the same as his con, which I believe, now, please correct me if anyone I get this wrong, it's either got to supersede the con or equal to the con. I think it's equal. So I'm going to play that. If I'm wrong, I'm sure I'm going to get loads of comments about that. So the first thing that's going to happen, really, actually, I just want to demonstrate stun. So I'm cheating, really. It's Nazi Soldier 2. I pop over Nazi Soldier 2. And the first thing I do is go down to combat, and I mark him as prone, because he falls to the floor, and stunned. Alright. And I just so happen to have some nice little tricks up my sleeve with these figures that are custom made, and he's gone prone. Yeah, so that's cool. Alright, so there we go. Nazi Soldier 2 is now prone and stunned, and you can see that on the sheet ready for later. Yeah, he's down at 1. Not a good place to be if you're a mook. Okay, so well done, Dave. We tick through you. We come to Charge Crusader. Well, Charge has been... I've seen measuring and dice and things happening in the background, so I'm hoping he's ready. Okay, talk to me.
Alright, moving to this spot.
Okay, I'll move your little token. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, you're in.
And that's going to drop my range mod down to negligible.
because you're under 8. So if we would look
Yeah.
at distance again, you can see that 8 or less is +0. You got it.
Yep.
And then you're going to detonate that guy with like a killing blast or something. Yes, Charles Crusader is a vigilante and has a killing blast. Yeah, there are consequences.
Well, also, this is Golden Age, and CVK was not a thing back then.
Yeah, that's right. This is all
Yeah.
about really killing Nazis. Yes, you got it.
Yes.
Okay, so what's he doing?
So, Overcharge Bolt.
Oh, there is a killing attack coming. Okay.
Yes,
Right.
yes, there is.
He's got -2 because of his car, but you've got +2 because of your skill from memory, so you don't have to put any modifier in. And you've got no range mod, so turn range mod off or put it to 0, your choice, but don't leave it in. You'll feel foolish if you do.
Right.
And roll to hit.
Get off my land, you Bosch bastard. Boom.
Okay. And remind me, Americans should never do English accents.
Okay,
Alright.
I won't.
Okay.
Oops, I forgot to do 2 hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
I'll tell you what. I'll let
walk
you.
that back.
Yeah. I'll let you keep the damage if you get the hit. Yeah. There you go. You got the hit. Well done.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So because there were no modifiers at all, and there's nothing modified on the roll, and you can see that quite clearly, right? He
Yep.
would have hit DCV 7. This guy's way off of DCV 7. He's 4. So there's a big hit. We're gonna, rather than waste your time and have a secondary damage roll, we've got it here. 3d6, half d6, body 11, stun 33. Okay, body 11. The Nazi's not going to be able to do much about that. Okay, if we swing him in and we look at his secondary stats, his maximum killing defense is 6.
Versus energy.
Oh, yeah, I cheated. I made them all the same. So it's 6. So
Okay.
he blocks 6. He's wearing some kind of primitive armor that handles that. Yeah, don't argue with the GM, Scott. Okay,
I won't.
so he
Turn them.
takes 5 damage. So we put that in for body this time. But more importantly, he's got 33 stun going home, and that's going to wipe him out. So we can do that. Now, no, I did that manually. I could have just popped this open, gone into here, and typed in 0, and then closed it, and it would have happened just as quick. Yeah, or quicker. If your players are comfortable doing that, let them do it. It's quicker than tapping something 26 times. Okay, so he's unconscious, but not dying. So we Nazi Soldier 1, we pop up his combat, we put his knocked out on, because he is. We put his prone on, because he is. And then we drop him prone. Boom, and he's down. Simple as. Nice manoeuvre. So 2 Nazis down. Okay.
And my turn is done.
And your turn is done. So we approached a little bit more the kind of speed that I would be expecting in a game. A lot of automation pays off. There's no counting dice. You pre-measure everything. Use the little tokens to do it. Players can do that without getting in the way. It doesn't interfere with anything. Start to pick up the speed, right? It's the little hints like using the little cubes that make life easier in the long run. Yeah?
Yep.
All right. Okay. So having said that, we now move on. Notice we're clear. The board is clear. We click on. All right. We've got Toppenkoff up. Okay, he's not in yet, so we take him through. Nazi Soldier 1, who's prone and knocked out. He will technically get a recovery, but I'm not really into that as a GM. There's a lot of choice here. I could keep standing them up after they've been knocked down time after time after time, and all it actually leads to is a waste of time for players playing whack-a-mole. Usually for my mooks, not necessarily for my villains, I just leave them down and they're out. Okay, so I'm going to go straight past him. And then even worse, I'm going to right click on the X at the end of his name, and normally left click would have bought, but right click removes him from the combat, so he's now gone, so he's out, right? Okay, so I'm going to pick him up, move him off the screen, and he's gone, and he's no longer in our calculations. Nazi Soldier 4, however, is still here, and let's have a quick measurement of distance. 13.1. Now, the nearer you are to the 2 figures, you'll notice I don't go vertical, because it's kind of pretty much accurate. It's a 13 for him there. And another trick I can teach you is, although everyone presses F4 to get the measurement, if you press and hold the tab key, it does it anyway. So press, hold the tab key, measure, release, done. See, it's all about the tricks, right? And Scott's testing it in the background. As you see the blue ruler and the orange ruler down here, all both measuring distance. Okay, so he's 13 away. So that's so 4's up, I can tell because he's green, easy to spot. His distance is 13, and that's a -2. You're behind a car, so that's another -2. That's already factored in. He's going to take the shot. You can't really spread a bullet, so not much choice there. But let's hope he doesn't hit, because it'll be painful if he does. DCV 3, no, you're a 4 or a 5, or 6 even from memory actually for Charge Crusader. So there's a miss. Nazi Soldier 1's done. Nazi Soldier 3 kicks up. So we just shut him down, we open up 3. And Nazi Soldier 3, same trick as before, hold down the tab key, 13 again. Right, he's in, the modifier's in, car's in, click the go. Notice how quick this is becoming. That's really important. DCV -2. Nah, that's not going to happen either. Okay, so we tick him off and we shut him down. And we're into 2. He's prone and stunned. Now, stun, he's going to spend a turn recovering from stun. So first thing I do is open him up. I take that off recovering and I untick his stunned. He can't do anything this go, but he does recover from his stun and is still in the combat. He's done. Moving on. Notice the speed. Faster. Dave, you're running. Where are you going? What are you doing?
Right, okay, I'm going to be move. Hang on, let's get this. It's going to go to there. Boom. Ah, fell over. How dare he?
Just hit the F key while hovering over him and hit it again because you flipped him. There we go.
Okay. Right, where's the nearest Nazi that's breathing?
Here.
One over there? Yeah, okay. So, let's try the tab key this time. So, yeah. So I'll make it 25.7.
No. You didn't go vertical. Long range, go vertical. You know the difference, yeah. 27.4, so it's 28.
Yeah, 28.
Alright. So put that into
still minus 4 that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the same trick as last time. So I've got two levels of skill plus 4 spread.
2 levels of skill plus 4 spread. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. He's behind a car, -2, don't forget.
Yeah.
So your 2 levels of skill counts that. Oh, you rolled.
DC 7 or less, I think I'll do it.
Okay, so you hit him. Let's go.
Right, okay, so 6 dice.
Dave's quick roll will already have the 6 dice in, so it's all starting to be really quick
It's
now.
pretty useless there.
Yeah, he's
That's
only done
4 ones.
Yeah, he only did 3 damage. Yeah, so haha.
Ooh.
You suck. Okay, so
I still did 13 stun now, so he takes 3, doesn't he?
yes, and I did it. So haha. Right, moving on. Tick, move through. Toppenkoff not in. Charge Crusader. Okay. Charge Crusader. Already had his token. Now, hint with the tokens, which I noticed Scott's picked up. Actually put the token to the side of the hex you're going into. That way you don't try and drop yourself on the token. Should have pointed that out earlier. Sorry about that. But you can. I saw Scott have done it, so I thought it would be worth mentioning. Okay, so Charge Crusader, you slide down behind the car, flying once again.
Yep.
Because I know the way you roll. And then you're going for a no protection shot at the side, right?
Yep.
Okay, and you're within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Note, I counted the hexes. How terrible of me. Okay, so do you want to make that roll?
Let's do it. Oops.
Yeah, lots of bonuses here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although you didn't add them in. Okay, so let's go back. He's got a combat skill level, right? So does he have a +2 or whatever it is in the end of his box on the to hit roll?
He does not.
And you need to put
so
it
I can go ahead
Yeah, the roll's good enough to hit, so let's leave it. But I wanted to point out that the +2 should have been in there because actually right now he's using his combat skill levels to hit the guy. There's no cover and there's no range. So I was expecting to see 2 different there. Okay. Do you want to put it in now and re-roll? Yes. We're going to keep the first roll, just for clarity. Okay. Put it in a re-roll. And note, it now says 5 + 2. And that's how I knew Scott hadn't got the modifier in there. Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay, so good hit. It was all good anyway, but now you've seen you could have made it easier, right?
Right.
Although you'd have missed oddly with that one. That's funny. Okay, so Scott, do you want to roll, please? You got your damage, and it's a full blast. There's no reductions. It's killing all the way apparently. Okay,
Yeah.
so 16. He's got 6, which makes 10 off, which means he's got 1 body left. And he's taken 48 stun. So I'm going to be really absolutely lazy here now, and just do that because it's quicker. Okay, so there we go. And now the character, who in this particular case is Nazi Soldier 3, I'm going to open up his combat mod, and I'm going to go prone, and I'm going to go knockout. And then because I like the visuals, I'm just going to put him on prone. Okay, and he's down. Okay, so it's starting to get really easy right now for the players. This is what an efficient team should be doing to a bunch of Nazis, yeah? No shots fired, everyone's almost dead. It's looking painful. Okay, so Charge Crusader's now got a long while to go before he gets another go. He's out on 9 and we're on 6. You can see that from here and from down here. And notice this has been moving across. And now move it through, tick him through, and now I can go. And go. Skip Totenkopf. Phantom Pharaoh, I do believe it is your go.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to move to where I put my marker. Hopefully, get it there.
Yeah, don't remember what we just said about the marker. Move the marker off to the side. Yeah, much quicker.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Because you keep on doing that.
Okay, where's he gone? Hang on.
And
He's disappeared.
Just threw your character across the board. Oh, shit.
How did I do that?
Because you picked it up and just threw it. I watched you. You madman! And it's now falling down. Well, that may be more interesting than you think. It now may be falling down through infinity under the ground.
Oh shit!
Yeah, pardon, Dave.
So, pardon
me. So that was fun. Now that's interesting. Technically, at some point, it will reach the bottom of that long drop and reappear. Yeah. Okay. So, sorry about that, but you just threw your character away, so you get punished by having an old version of you with no numbers on. Sorry about that.
Okay,
or did you? Or are you sideways? No, you're sideways. You're buried underground sideways. There you go. So, Dave...
Okay. Right, okay. I'm there.
I don't know what you've got set for... Can you pick that character up? Don't move it, just pick it up.
Hang on.
So, hover over the character so he highlights.
Yeah, got it,
Now, click the left-hand mouse button and hold it. Yeah, your gravity's set too high.
How do I adjust it?
Okay, so let him go. Dave, you see lift height up at the top of your screen? So there's a guy holding a dumbbell as a bar, as a button on the top of the screen.
Yeah.
Click it.
Yeah.
Okay. Your button should be kind of down in the last 10%. I bet it's about 1/3 of the way up.
No, I'll do it a little bit lower. Let's try that.
Okay, now when you pick things up, they don't go as high. See?
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, less falling and dropping and stuff, yeah?
Right, okay, so I believe I'm in the right position now, aren't I?
Yeah.
So, measure... No, that's not going to work. Try again.
Yeah.
Why isn't that? Hang on. There we go. So it's here 16. I'm making that.
Yeah. Notice the GM checking. Makes it 17. So we'll go with the GM's version, because the GM flicked to look vertically, whereas I'm fairly certain the player didn't.
I was using the look down approach, thinking that would be more accurate for me.
Don't forget you need to start it right on the character. So hover when the character's highlighted is the right position to press the tab. Yeah?
Right.
Okay? Just so you know. And run to the middle of the hex. Okay, but those are all handy and everyone's home learning. So you're at 17, so mod your distance to 17.
-3.
Right. Are you spreading still?
I'm going to risk it, use my 2 skill levels for modify, but do the full damage.
Okay. Don't forget the car is -2, so your 2 skill levels cancel out the -2, the only modifier will be range.
Right, okay.
So you should have a 0 on the end of your character's
0 on the 2 hit, with the -3 ticked.
Yeah, the -3 on the character and the range is ticked, yeah.
Okay, but we've got to bear in mind that your DCV is better because of the car.
No, that's already been done. Remember what I said? Your 2 combat skill levels counter out the cover for the car, which is 2.
Okay.
Yeah?
But didn't you say that the skill levels were built into the to hit?
No, they're not.
Ah. Okay, then I might have made a mistake in the previous rolls, thinking it was. Okay,
No,
fair
it's
enough.
not. You have to put the 2 at the end for your combat skill level. Because you
But
can
I
use
was only putting 4 there for the spread. I wasn't adding the extra 2 for the
that
to hit
spread,
for the skill.
and that's fine. You made a mistake, and that's okay.
I made a mistake.
But
Yeah,
it's
that's
fine because everyone's here to learn. So that was a good answer. What you
Yeah.
do is you summate all the modifiers into the last box.
Okay, I hit DCV 1 or less. That's a
You
total
missed.
miss.
Yeah. Okay.
Ah,
Fine. Okay, and we move on, and we now get to Nazi Soldier 4. Nazi Soldier 4. Scott, I noticed, still lurking behind the car. Yeah. Okay, Nazi Soldier could fire him at -2. What's the range? 10. -2, 10, -2, 10, -2, 10. 10 for Nazi Soldier 4 puts him on -1. That's -3 all told. Yeah, I'm going for it. Okay, so he's up and he's got -2 once again for the car. We're leaving it in the dice modifier. Make the to hit roll. Nope, misses because he's useless. Okay, so we move on and we get Nazi Soldier 3. He's prone and KO. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is him, Nazi Soldier 3. So he's not going anywhere, and as per our previous agreement, we'll move him off the board because he's properly knocked out, and we'll skip his turn, and then we'll right click on his X to remove him. So he's gone. Right, we've still got this guy here. Nazi Soldier 2 is currently prone. He's rather nervous at 1 stun. He's feeling thoroughly beaten up right now. There's no place that's defensive. What's his movement? So let's have a quick look at his movement. He can run 12. Yeah, he's going to stand. That's going to take half of his go because he's prone at the moment. So we take the prone off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Is there a car gap anywhere? He's going to hide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, there's nowhere. There's nowhere safe. Those people can kill me.
Actually, it just needs to run around the other side of that car.
Yeah, and then Phantom will shoot him. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's not in a good place. He's going to move there to get away
Phantom
from
does
you.
need to move up.
Because he's seen you handing out massive amounts of damage. So he's moving away from you. You're killing people. Phantom's just stunning them. Okay, so that's his go done, and we move on. And it's Charge Crusader's go. The killer. He's going to fly over to here now and shoot him in the back, aren't you, right?
Well,
Now you say it.
see. The lights are kind of messy. There's a trick you can do with this. If
Oh.
there are no lighting effects,
Look,
where
Scott,
you can-
same trick I gave Dave. Look at your gravity, the dumbbell holding guy up at the top.
yeah,
Change it to as low as it goes, and then your character will barely rise off the floor and will be almost exactly the right position as you move it.
oh, okay,
See? Simple, right?
yeah, So that's a good range,
Okay.
and
Let's at least turn you to face him, shall we?
yeah,
Because why not? There we go. And then you're going to touch him with the end of your electro staff and blast him. Okay, do you want to make the roll? There's effectively you've got. You know what you could do? Oh no, let's not get too funky. He could use his combat skill level to increase the damage, but it's a killing attack and it's going to nail the guy anyway. So let's just not bother. Okay,
Nah.
So let's leave the combat skill level as +2. So you're +2 to hit. There's no cover. There's no range. So add 2 on the end of your combat modifier on the end, and press to
it's
hit.
done.
Go. Now, people watching this, obviously your players get the hang of this and they start to do these things automatically. You've seen immediately, just since we've been playing, people have been picking up tricks. Yeah? And that's what it's about, right? You know, speed the game up. Champions doesn't need to take all night to run a combat, right? Okay. So, Charge Crusader's in, he's made his hit 5 or less. Oh, close. That's a good hit. Do the damage.
Sit down, sir.
You should have just been rolling that damage anyway. And then I could have come back to it. It would have been a good segue. The lowest possible chance. Oh my god, that's all 2s. Okay, so the Nazi soldier doesn't actually take anybody from that, nor does he take any stun. Ooh.
He's
So-
standing too close to the car, and most of the electricity went right into that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can say that, but we know better. That's going to leave you shot in the face next phase, yeah?
Oh, hell.
Okay. So, no, you'll still go before them on 12, so you're alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so Charge Crusader's done with. Has everyone thought about their next moves? Yeah, you're all
Yeah.
good with what you're doing?
Yep.
We're in 10. Topkov doesn't go. Phantom Pharaoh does.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'm going to move. Where's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Around there.
Okay.
Right,
Note,
right here.
once again, Dave didn't prepare with the token. Would have been quicker. Would have
That's
just
because the
moved.
token disappeared
Oh,
once when
no,
I.
it's just behind you here.
Is it?
Here you go.
Didn't see it anywhere.
Yeah, there it is.
Ah, I see. Thank you. Thank you.
What I should do is
Anyway.
put a whole stack of them on your player area, so you've got loads of them.
Yeah. Anyway, 1, 2, 3 range. I
Yeah,
don't think it's a
it gets
modifier
better.
there.
So you
I'm
go
going to spread. I'm
Really?
going to use my combat skill to add to the DCV. So it's 11 DCV rather than 10.
11 DCV.
And that's damage dice.
Okay, let's make sure we're
Yeah.
using the right terms. Yeah. So you're doing 11 damage dice, and that's 2 for 1. Don't forget on combat skill levels, right?
Yes, that's right.
Good.
I've got 2 skill levels, gives me 1 extra D6, which adds to my 10 D6 blast, so that's 11 D6 blast. But I'm doing it on a normal to hit roll alone.
Good.
No range mods, no skill mods, just straight to hit.
Good.
And I hit DCV 2.
You miss.
At that range? Bugger. All right.
So that was amusing. As I swallow a mouthful of cake, I do apologise. You finished quicker. You finished quicker than I thought it was. Then I was thinking, oh, I've got time to taste this lovely piece of cake. Okay, so yeah, just to prove this is live. Yeah. Okay, so that was amusing. No one's been, and I noticed Scott's not been dropping his endurance either. Terrible man that he is.
Oh,
But I'm not going to complain. I'm shocked at the lack of player skill in this area. So
I have been dropping my. Well, I've not been.
My
I'm
endurance is down to
teasing.
43 now.
I'm teasing. It's fine,
Okay.
guys. It's a bunch of mooks, right? Okay, so you tried and missed. Both of you are going to get shot in the face. Moving on and moving on. No, but he will turn up on turn 3, segment 1. Or whenever it goes. Phantom Pharaoh, your second chance to redeem yourself before imminent
Yes.
death.
Okay, I'm going to do the same thing again because surely lightning doesn't strike twice.
Well, we know it doesn't. That's why Scott can't hit at the moment.
Okay, let's do it the other way.
Okay.
There you are, DC 5 or less.
DCV 5 or less, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hit.
Yep.
Are you both of you going with your turn all simultaneously, right?
And
let's
I
keep
did
Okay.
28.
28 stun, 9 body.
Okay, so he's out, right? Okay. So Nazi Soldier 2 is down. And his body's not gone, but he is stunned to the point of he's out of the game realistically. So I'm going to move him out. And I will right click to remove him. Okay. And Scott, you just rolled, I saw it.
Yeah.
You're trying to speed me up, how dare you? Let's go.
Hit
Yeah, you did.
and boom. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, fine. Alright, so that's 37 total stun. That's going to drop this guy. And body 11. Well, strangely, that's going to drop him too. So it's not often you see a stunning attack. No, it's not. The guy's got 10 armor against stuns, so he's only going to take 1. But he will take a massive amount there. That'll knock him out. No, shortcut for GMs. Just do that. Okay, and he's going to fall prone. Okay, so if we look at the character, it's Nazi 4. So we open him up, open up his combat, and we put him as knocked out. Okay, and then we move him out. And he's gone. Right, and we're all done. And we drop him out of the combat. It looks really quiet. They've both had their go. And then, segment 12 recovery. Can you please do some recovery?
Yeah.
I've got no one to recover. And as a matter of fact, well, GMs, what you do now is you click the green button again to get rid of the soldiers that are no longer on the field, right? But Tottenkopf's just about to arrive.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm up to 52 endurance now at 6.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay. Right. So, post-segment 2 of recovery. We go on. And Tottenkopf appears. Now, Tottenkopf is going to half-move teleport in. Oh, I love teleport. He teleports. 40 metres. So, and he's got, non-combat 1,280 metres. He could be coming from a longer way, but secretly he was watching to see the extent of how powerful the heroes are before he attacked. Okay, so he teleports.
Reconnaissance by Mook.
Yeah. That's what we're watching at. He teleports in on top of the building. Now, little hint for GMs here. Although my players are not strength-based, so generally this hasn't been a thing for them. On most of my buildings, if you right-click and look in the GM notes, I tend to put how high they are, their PD, ED, and their body. Note, cars. Right-click. I can see what it takes to lift it. Its PDED and its body. I can right click on lampposts. Yeah? And whoops, not the road. The lamppost. There we go. There we go. I can go here and I can see there. Now that's only for the GM to see. So in the GM notes for each thing, right? Now, at the first you go, I'm not going to do that for the whole battlefield. And you're entirely right, because these cars are mainly copies of each other. Make one car with the right stats, and when you build the scene, just put that car and copy it. And it's as simple as right-click, copy, right-click. Oops, says he. Sorry, table. Right-click, paste. There we go. Car. Already in situ. Done. Yeah? And it's got the same values on it. Yeah, already done. So if you get used to doing that, as you slowly build your scenery up, you'll kind of fill in all the champions and hero system stats for the scenery. Doesn't have to be perfect at first. Just do them when you remember them and make that your standard model you use for putting out more of them in the future. Okay, so Tottenkopf half phased in with his teleport, and he's going to open up with an attack. And because this is Tottenkopf, there's no holding back. He's going to open up with one of his infamous Hellfire Blasts, which is 14d6. Now, yeah. Well, this is not meant to be a winning scenario for the champions. They're meant to be captured. Okay, so he's on top of the building. How far away is he? And this is where it starts to get interesting. So we know he's on the building. We center between his feet and target at Phantom. Yeah, 16.1. So it's 17. So Tottenkopf's range is 17. Tottenkopf has +3 with all attacks and +2 with Hellfire Blast. Yes, that's +5. And what's worse is he's now adding in his +1, so he goes first in every round because he's like that. I'm going to push the turn viewer off because as the GM I get to see almost everything I want from these little numbers at the end. And I've turned into a player. I've just got one character to run. It's amazing. Okay, so I've got +5 on my chance of hitting. Woohoo. You're -3 away, and I've got my Hellfire Blast. So I can up it by 5. You're not in any cover and you're wide open. So he's now going to try and hit you. And bear in mind, for anyone who hasn't seen Tottenkopf's stats, he's got CV of 9, OCV of 9. So this should be a hit. And if it isn't, most probably mooks are going to die somewhere. Okay, so Tottenkopf rolls his hit. 16 or less he would have hit. So that's good, right? That's almost as many dice as he's now going to throw at Dave. Hellfire Blast coming up. Okay.
Okay.
Bear in mind, my characters are not designed to meet this monster till the end of the campaign. Just making sure everyone's aware of that, right? They're supposed to be much tougher when they meet him. So Tottenkopf hit you with 14d6. That's 59 damage and a body of 17. How much?
This is me, yeah?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Well, I think it might be me. Okay, I've got to make a roll now because, as well as a sort of a shield of power protecting me, I've also got a variable one that whizzes around trying to block things off as well.
So you've got, to make it simple for everyone else, He's got
Yeah.
armor that only works on a roll or less. It's 13
Yeah.
or less in his case. So
13 or less.
Okay.
So I put 3 into the quick roll to make it.
no, well, you should have done a roll editor and made it properly. But okay, 3 into the
Yeah.
quick roll, 13 or less. Next time,
Yeah.
pick the character. Okay, so he rolled a quick roll, got 12, 13 or less. All his armor's working. And you
Yeah.
see that lovely. I'm gonna show off here because I built this model. You see that lovely sun disk above his head. That's now whizzing to block the blow between him and Tottenkopf up there.
Right, so I've got 15 fully active screen, 10 of which I believe is resistant.
Okay,
Although I
so
don't believe
15
that
is
too
your
much at the
armor.
moment.
Yeah, bear in mind, everyone watching, these are 300-point characters built for a Golden Age game.
Yeah.
So, please
So
don't comment that
apologies.
why have they only got that much?
Yeah,
That's
if
why.
it's not, is this a killing attack or just a
No,
normal one?
straight normal attack.
Right, so I take 2 body then.
Well, it's done body 17, so you take 2 body. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, well, I got 15.
Yeah, so it's
no, I
2
got 10, so I got 10. You're
So
right. So
No,
seven
you're
off.
your full total counts. Whatever your
I'm
full-
full. Yes, I was.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay,
15.
sure.
Yes, that's fine. And then for my stun,
You remove 15 from
59
59.
minus 15, that's 44.
Correct.
And I've got 40,
Wait.
yeah.
How much armor have you got again? 15?
15.
Yeah, so that makes you 29. 29 damage.
Is it?
Oh, it's
59
59
minus
minus
15?
15. No, more than that. Sorry, I doubled it. You're right.
44,
I
wow.
took it off again. My apologies. You're absolutely correct.
Wow.
So, 44. And your
Yeah.
armor protects you for what?
15.
15. Right. Okay. So yeah, you're definitely out. So Dave's unconscious. Sorry, Dave. You don't need to move the number all the way down. You could have just clicked on the cogwheel at the bottom and changed it.
Okay, sorry, I haven't got used to it yet.
Okay. So
Oh, yeah.
simple as hit the X at the bottom in the middle to close. Okay. So
Oh, yeah.
okay. So what you just saw was him being wiped out. So Dave, can you now put KO?
Oh, yes, of course.
The whole reason I built it is so my players could knock themselves out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and there we go. That's one player down. Nice opening move from Tottenkopf, I think. Okay, we now move on.
All right.
Phantom Pharaoh would go, but he's knocked out and isn't coming back anytime soon. And Charged Crusader goes, oh my god! And what does he do?
He's going to fly up 8 inches.
Because if we check the height of this building, the height of
Yeah.
the building is 8 meters high. Okay, so you're going to fly up 8 meters. Whoop. So you're the same height, so he's got no cover.
Yeah.
And you're going to unleash one of your killing attacks on him, aren't you?
Actually, I had better luck with the
Sorry, that was Siri in the
charge
background.
bolt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to go up. We'll assume you're up. Yeah. Now,
All right.
what we have
I'm gonna
done.
Go ahead.
No, wait, stop. You see, you've got some numbers on the back of your character. One of them's like a
Yes.
blank, which is 0 out of 100. That's your height. So change
Yeah.
that to 8. There you go.
That's it. 8.
So technically, around here, there's much talk about a flying stand, and I'm going to come over to here and look at a flying stand so you can see what they kind of look like. And they're not released yet because they're not finished yet. But I just want you to see there was one. Okay, so we come back to here.
All right.
Okay.
So, and the
and what's he doing?
regular distance is. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me.
14.
All right, 14. Put that in the distance. And I'm going to give him the overcharge bolt.
I knew the killing attack was coming. Yeah, go for it. So first of all, roll to hit, because I know you like rolling damage, but it's to hit first.
Actually, no, I'm not going to do the overcharge bolt. I'm going to do the charge bolt, because I had better luck that way. And because he is got a higher DCV, spread for 2.
Okay.
So that's +2, +2, +4.
Yeah, so put a 4 in on the end of you to hit,
Yep.
and make the roll. Whoa, you hit him, just.
But I got to go to quick roll.
Yes, because you've spread. That's right.
Yes.
So
quick
it's a
roll,
10d6 attack normally.
8.
So you're going to put
Yep.
8d6 in there.
Yep. $34 and 11.
Okay.
Nice.
So Tartankov only has PD of 15. Yeah. Actually, I'm not using his full character. His full character actually has, I believe, some damage negation as well. But I'll tell you what, for the want of fun, and because we're here, I'm gonna set you up for that 50. 15 was the defense. You rolled 34, so he took 19. Yeah.
Is he stunned?
Well, nah, I wouldn't quite go that far. Yeah. Okay.
Crap nuggets.
Those are the ones, yeah. So you hit him. That's done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's taken the damage. Now the interesting question was that damage sufficient to stun him? Let me have a look. His constitution is 30, so the answer to that is a big fat no. Right.
Yikes!
Okay. Alright, so that's interesting. He's taken his lumps. Let's do some knockback.
Okay.
Because we haven't been doing that all the way through, and I think people might want to know how that works. There's no automated system for knockback, but quick roll is your friend, right? So we know that body of 11 was rolled down here.
Yeah.
For that roll. Okay? So body of 11 was rolled. Scott can now go to his quick roll, put in 2d6, and then click the dice on the end to simulate knockback. Right, his total there was 6. 6 is less than 11, so in theory, 5 meters. Or 5... that's interesting. Well, it's 5 hexes. Now, there's some confusion will come here, and I apologise for this. I like working in 1 meter hexes. Yeah, I know the game likes 2 meter hexes. You can rescale your own hexes to whatever you want. See here? You can do that. I don't, and I usually keep them as 1 meter. So I have to double my knockback. That's the only time. That's the only change. I double the knockback. So in theory, it's 5 times 2 meters is 10 of my hexes back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's going to be painful. Bump. As Tomkov gets blasted off the building round to the back. Yeah, that's hilarious. Well done. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Okay, so as Tomkov goes flying through the... And it's about now I wished I'd have done some of that damage negation or something, but hey ho. Okay, so he falls. Now I'm going to get serious. No, now I'm going to kill you. He has a break fall of 13 or less, so let's click on that and roll it. Succeeded by 0. Woo! Right, so first thing is, Scott, I've got some bad news for you. His break roll knocks off or adds on a dice, doesn't it? So can you roll 1d6, please? Because he gets 1 extra d6 on your roll, so you can roll a 1 quick roll, and we'll add that onto the 6 you already rolled.
All right. Oops.
So click 1, hit the dice on the end. The lonely sound of a 1 dice rolling. And that actually was a total of 9, so he in the end only went back 2 times 2 meters is 4. So he didn't quite fall off the building. 1, 2, 3, 4. As a GM, I'm almost tempted to let it stand, but I won't. Okay, so let's move on. But as you can see, the hilarity of knockback in Champions. Yep. Okay, so Tomkov is feeling a little ruffled now. And you've had your go. We move on to his go. And surprised to say, Dave isn't coming back because he's knocked out. Surprised to say, Tomkov is going to make you pay for that. Okay? He walks forward and then proceeds to attack you again. And he makes his dice roll with the 5 modifiers before, +3, +2. All the rest, no cover, because strangely you're floating in midair directly. Actually, he doesn't even need to move, does he? But he will. So he makes the roll to hit. Okay. Ooh, that's a hit. Okay, so that hit.
Yes, that is.
Yep.
So the 14d6 is coming your way.
This could be painful.
50 damage.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. And I have a grand total of 15 ED. So 50 minus 15 is
35.
35. So
let's look at his stats. As the GM, we can see everyone's stats on the back.
yeah.
Players can't see each other's though, so that and they can't see the non-player characters.
All right. So let's bring this up, and I have a car in the way.
Yeah, that's the one problem with it. Change the facing. If you pick the character up and rotate him using the mouse wheel, job's easier. Okay.
Oops.
So.
Yep.
You're good. He's already there. Just click in the box. You don't need to see the whole box. You can just
with the car.
Yeah, you can just see, as long as you can see the 30 current, you can click in it. If you can't, then that's the problem.
Yeah.
So move it to the side if that's the case, like that, and then you should be able to see it.
So
0.
Oops.
And close.
Done.
Yeah, and then hit the X at the bottom. In the middle. In the middle.
Got it.
There you go. And you fall 8 hexes out of the sky. Ah! And that's where we're going to leave today's combat.
Okay.
I just wanted... A, Scott's got another adventure to go off and play in, so that's really good. I wish I was. B, I want to keep it as relatively short as possible, and I think we demonstrated a huge amount in a really short amount of time.
Yes.
First of all, any comments from anyone regarding what they've seen today from the players, the people actually involved? Now, I know you two guys have tried kind of fits and starts combats and play tests before. This is your first like real proper play, real proper combat. What did you think?
I'm not taking on Top Gun Golf.
Apart from the obvious comment that the villain at the end of the campaign is not the one you introduced at the beginning. Agreed. I was talking more about the combat, the mechanics, how it works, all the rest.
No, it all looks fine apart from that.
Scott's got
everything works. Yeah, everything works very smooth. The only thing I would suggest is for the players to have their character sheets on a separate tab screen or window or whatever.
No, just have a printout in front of you.
Or print it out in front of you. Yeah, that works as well.
I've got a separate monitor and I've got my character's PDF on it, so it's no problem.
Yeah, a lot of people won't have a separate monitor, but printing it out and having it in front of you, having it on an iPad, whatever makes you fly, that works. Now, I gotta say, the GM, I've got an iPad and it's in front of me, right? And I'm running my characters on there because it's easier than coming all the way back over to here, trying to find the character sheet, going, oh, what is it? It's not there. Now, some talks about the future for that. Okay, so for number one, at the moment, this sheet here, the combat record, actually has your primary and secondary stats. Yes. It has most of your attacks. You can put more things in it. It's got your skills. It's got your maneuvers, even if you're doing martial arts. They're all there, and they're easy to get to. But, as an example, it doesn't have your defences. Yeah. Number two is the fact that it doesn't have your complications or disadvantages or anything, right? So one of the things I've been thinking about for the future is to flip this tab, right, the combat record over, and actually have some background info in there. Yeah?
That'd be nice.
Okay. I haven't done it yet. Please don't expect it to be done now. It's not. We're talking about the future, right? But you'll just have a little flip, and you'll flip it over, and you'll get to see what's on the other side of the tab. Right. Yeah? Okay? And the same goes for the turn view. The aim for the turn view is you'll flip it, and you know all those interesting charts that you were looking up? The aim is to put some of that information on the back of the turn viewer. Yeah?
Right.
All right. So you'll have little flip buttons that will turn them over so you can get to other information. And I might do something similar for the DM's turn controller as well, but he's got he can do it on all his characters and on that. But there might be some other rules under there he wants.
Right.
Okay.
The use of the tokens in Tabletop Simulator is brilliant. It's very hard to count hexes like you would on a Chessex battle mat. And the ruler, getting all of your stuff, all your measurements out of the way and figuring out what your turn is as while other people are doing their turn speeds things up dramatically. So if you preload all your actions, that is until Totenkopf stuns you to hell and gone.
Yeah. That's right.
If the players are on the ball, they'll be able to speed things along, and this makes things a lot faster in most cases than often a face-to-face Champions game.
Yeah, well, we finished combat.
Yeah.
I don't know when we started. We've been recording for a while, but 1 hour 35 minutes. So we've done a combat in 1 hour 35 minutes. It was mixed, and it was learning though as well. Let's not lose sight of that. Yeah. And 1 hour 35 minutes for Champions combat with multiple opponents in reasonable. It's not great, but we learned while we were doing it. And did you notice at the end with the token and knowing how to move and changing the gravity so you slide along rather than have to work out where you are? All those things made a lot of difference. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they improve everything and they make it quicker. Now, the one person who can't be moving his little token around is the GM. He's doing too much. I'm going to be honest there. I wish in some way I could program a GM's helper where the actual figures work out where they want to go, but that's not going to happen, right? AI in the background moving around your figures for you would be absolutely wonderful. Okay, so I think those comments are valid. You've seen a lot of what's happening. You saw the things on the back. Now, some people will comment that, well, why are you doing it all on the figure and not doing it on the character record? The reason is the GM could be running 20 characters, 30 characters, and they could all be Nazi soldiers in my campaign. Or they could be mooks or gangsters or ninja.
Viper agents.
Yeah, Viper agents, you name it, yeah. But, quite obviously, given that, you're going to want to be able to run a number of characters in the background from one combat record. You're not going to want to actually sit there and drive 50 combat records on screen. Yeah?
That would slow the game down quite a bit.
It would.
Yeah.
Now, the reason for these lots of little things on the back of the characters is because they let you just focus on the character. They let you just work on the character. Yeah? So, okay, so one of the advantages of this, sorry, because I just had to show off. One of the advantages of this is the fact that you fundamentally come in and change the numbers, or flip the character over. There we go. You change the numbers and you just control it here. The GM just controls the backs of the characters. Whenever someone wants Nazi Soldier 4, you hover over the guy and it says Nazi Soldier 4 or Nazi Soldier 3. Whatever you want, it's all there, right? And you can come in here and just control that character. It means you only need one combat record to control 4 Nazis, 10 Nazis, 20 Nazis. Yeah? Now, admittedly, you're going to get a problem with stunned, dying, whatever, but that's why, for instance, my Nazis here have looping effects here, so I can make them kneel, I can make them go prone, I can make them dead. Yeah? So I can do all that for each one as well. Yeah? Okay? And now, just to annoy Scott, I'm actually going to shoot him in the back with a Viper agent, because he mentioned Viper. Yeah? There we go.
Nice.
Yeah. or a single, because he's not wasting ammo on you, because you're not worth it. Okay.
Yeah.
So as you can see, having the right setup and building a little bit of configuration makes everything quicker and easier to run. Concentration before the combat, same deal. Get your characters right, build everything the right way, get the benefits of preparing first, and then because it's in a digital environment, it stays prepared. Right now, if I was to do games, come to my superhero table, do operations overwrite, I could just save this game mid-flow. Oh guys, it's 12, we've got to stop for the night. Go off, save it. Next day, come back in, reload, replay. Same place, figures all in the same place, mess there, everything. No wife going, why is this all over my table? All the other problems we all face, yeah? All done, none of that. So you can even just do 2 hours in one evening, an hour in one evening, just come right back in. Yeah, no delay, bang, I'm in, I'm done, let's go. Yeah, all right, so did everyone see that? The last things, two last things. Number one, open up configuration, end combat. Everyone now finished in combat, yeah? Second thing is, it's quite feasible to get carried away with dice when you're playing this game on the rollers. I just wanted to show everyone what it looks like when you get carried away. As you can see, I think that's my favourite animation in the game. Whee! And then it picks them all up and tidies them up. There you go. So 50c6 should handle just about any type of character environment you bump into the game. Someone had asked that, you're like, well, how many dice can you roll? 50. You could go beyond that. You can make it more than that, but you start to see some slowdown in the game when you're throwing that much animation about, right?
Well,
Okay.
for a one-time event, because I think a nuclear explosion was 60d6.
Yeah,
that works.
That works. Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to say thank you to both Dave and Scott for helping me today.
No
You're
problems.
welcome.
No problems.
I bear in mind these guys, and so let's just cover one thing off. It is the plague year this year, and I
Yep.
want to point out that Scott is on one side of the planet, and Dave and I are on the other side of the planet, and Dave's 20 miles south of me. So I want to point out that this is all live, right? There was no stuttering, there was no failing, people didn't drop off. If we look at the ping speed to Scott's character, he's running around 200, 220 ping speed, but it's functional in game. So certainly if you were playing within continent in America, that would be less, and it's still functional cross-continent. I've got to tell you though, there's some dependency in your local infrastructure. If you're sitting in the boondocks, the back end of nowhere, and you've got a weak internet connection, well, there's a price one pays for that, and not being able to play games online may well be it. Yeah.
Well, the thing is because this is a turn-based game, ping really isn't that critical.
Yeah, that's right.
But you watch, if someone's running a bad connection, you'll notice their ping speed goes bad. So it's an indicator, and that's why I'm pointing it out. And Dave, who's literally right next to me, is running it, 20 miles away, is running at 50. But just wanted to point out, it's really important nowadays when people aren't getting face-to-face games in, when no one's getting that fun right now. It's quick, it's fast, it works, you saw it, it's cross-continent, there wasn't a problem.
Yeah, not at all.
Alright, the game was smooth, we were quick. You imagine some guys who've done this 2 or 3 times in a row, they know how their character works, because all credit to Scott, it's a brand new character to him, he picked it up and run with it like that.
Yep.
Okay, you imagine everyone knowing exactly what they're doing, and unlike poor Dave, who's been through every playtest, so every time he starts this game, something different's changed.
Yes, I know. What was that? I didn't do that there before.
Yes, so please bear in mind, you won't have that. Your players will play 2 or 3 times in a row, they'll get used to it, and they'll have constant stuff, yeah? They're going to pick up a lot quicker, and they're going to see a lot of tricks, okay, and a lot of benefits, alright? So I want to thank you for your time today, both of you. I know Scott, I dragged out of bed. Dave got back in from picking up his son from university, and I kidnapped both of them to do an ad hoc impromptu video for this.
You did indeed. I was just about to go out the door shopping. Lucky.
Yeah, and so I'd like to thank you both. I'd like to say thank you for watching. Whoever's managed to up with an hour and a half of this, you're welcome. If you need any more information, as I said, look for us at the Discord. You'll find both Scott and myself there on that Discord. Dave isn't. I tend to hide it from my players so they don't pick up any nasty things I'm preparing. In addition to that, the Hero Forums, there's a Tabletop Simulator thread going at the moment. All comments directly underneath here. Also, the unofficial Facebook Hero page I occasionally post up on there. Your best chance is Discord. Your second best chance is YouTube. Your third best chance is Hero Games Forum. And your fourth best is Hero Games on Facebook. I'm quite amenable. Scott will know that there's a lot of people who've come on and that's needed help. I've joined their game, and that's one of the beauties of remote. I've helped them get set up and walked them through how things work. If there's like 200 of you asking, forget it. You're not going to get it. But if it's a quiet night and you need like 15, 20 minutes of my time, I'm more than happy to help out. That's the whole point of remote playing. Yeah, I can do that. I can drop in on your game and play.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so thank you very much for your time, everyone. That's really appreciated. I'm going to end the video here now. Let's hope it's been recording. Otherwise, that was a fun hour and a half, but we just wasted our time. Okay, thank you very much. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye.